Every year, I work with hundreds of brands to try to scale from 7 figures to 8 figures of GMV. And I see one common mistake that is holding them back, and that is confusing attribution with accuracy. So attribution is all about understanding which channels or which campaigns are bringing the sales, understanding within my marketing mix, which should I credit for bringing me that precious revenue. Accuracy is actually about the size of the pie, the whole revenue that you're actually tracking, are you actually measuring all that pie? And so I think the problem with focusing on attribution is that you're not growing the pie. You are simply having internal debates about which channels are responsible for a slice of it. And the reality is that all of those channels bring some benefit. You have a marketing mix for good reasons. Customers need multiple touch points with your brand before they buy. So if you focus on the attribution, splitting up the pie, it doesn't really bring you any true incremental benefits. You're not going to be able to do anything differently based on that advice. At a very small scale experimentation, yes, of course you can, because you can figure out which channels you should major on. Once you've made that choice and you've decided you want to focus on certain channels, and for many brands, they are the same channels: Meta, Google, Pinterest, TikTok. What you need to do is to get better signals into those channels so that we can actually play the brand. That's where the accuracy point comes in. So if I want to have accurate data, what that means is I'm tracking every conversion into the ad channels. That gives the algorithm a best chance of optimizing for the campaigns and creative that really work. And so by focusing on accuracy, I can make sure that for every dollar I spend, I'm improving the return on ad spend. And that means as I scale the budget, I'm getting more incremental revenue for an incremental ad spend. And that is critical because the challenge you have as you scale to eight figures is that generally customer acquisition cost goes up. The simple, perhaps easy channels, the cheaper channels, you've already exhausted. And so you start having to pay incrementally more. And so we can keep that customer acquisition cost low by having better quality signals, better quality data, then that's how you can scale. Stop worrying about attribution and focus on data accuracy.